Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Away Days with Dino. Hope you're all good. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a good sporting weekend with everything that's happened this week in regards to NFL, football, tennis, everything like that. So, which I'm going to mention over the course of time, but mainly I'm going to be talking about something completely different here of a game that happened this weekend. Um, if you're watching me, you're watching on YouTube, so I hope you guys are doing all right there. And if you're listening to me, listening on Podbean, thanks for listening and thanks for checking in with all of your support. Thank you very much for all your support, by the way, guys. For everyone who subscribed to me, please like and subscribe, follow. Please tell your family and friends. If they're football fans and American football fans, yeah, tell them to tune in. So, now, normally after a game, I do an additional my 2 cents involving Arsenal or the Atlanta Falcons. As we all know, the season the NFL is done. We know who's going to be in the Super Bowl after the two championship games this weekend. So congratulations, first and foremost, to the Chiefs and to the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though incidentally I did come out and say that it would be the Bills and the Lions in the Super Bowl, so I got that completely wrong. But we go again. um, So normally I do, an additional my 2 cents. So this would have involved Arsenal now. First and foremost, I just want to get this out of the way. Um, Arsenal won 1-0. Calafiori scored a goal. Arsenal still second. We was joint level on points with Nottingham Forest, but Forest lost 5-0 to Bournemouth. So Arsenal are at the moment in time, I think, 6 points behind Liverpool. But Liverpool still have a game in hand. That's that. I'm not going to talk about um, the game. I'm going to talk about an incident that happened in the game, and I think you all know what I'm going to bring up. And it's some things have come to light over the course of the last couple of days, and something has come up today in regards to what the um, the PGMOL are doing. And my boy Alex, I think, came out and said that it's like they're trying to cover up their mistakes and not taking accountability. Alex, if you're listening, thanks, bro. That's something which I just came to light. So in the game against Wolves, Arsenal had, I believe, a corner. Wolves started to clear, went for a counter attack. We had a player sent off. Just it was a cynical foul, but it wasn't on purpose to say that he's going to stomp on someone's stud the person's ankle. Wolves were on for a counter attack. The ball was still on the like about 15, 20 yards away from their box, but Arsenal still had two two players covering. And to cut a long story short, I mean, even thinking about it now is actually ridiculous. Um, Miles Lewis Skelly got sent off for the hit on a Wolves player. Inside, still in the Wolves half, with two Arsenal defenders still covering. Wolves going for a counter attack. It's not a goal scoring opportunity, but within seconds of that happening, referee Mike Oliver decides to take out the red and send him off. Now, I'm thinking because I was watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's a cynical foul, yellow card, because you see that happen all the time. Defenders, players just taking one for the team, basically pulling back a player to stop the counter attack happening, and a yellow card is given. This one has happened. He's given a straight red, and I'm thinking, for what? What makes it worse is that on Soccer Saturday on Sky, there was a referee on there who tried to justify it and say, yeah, he made the right decision. I'm thinking, why? Oh, because he studied him. I'm thinking, well, we see that happen all the time. Now, I've seen other comments from other fans on the BBC and Sky saying, well, if that was a red card, then we'd be seeing red cards all over the place with football in regards to tackles. You know, All we ask for as fans, when before VAR came out, we as fans always used to say, you know, we want fairness. We want to have a little bit of integrity. We want consistency in regards to decisions, because where you see certain decisions going for one team, it'll go completely the other way in another for another team in another match. Now, okay, no two matches are the same, but you still want the same level and standard of refereeing if all these referees are under the same banner of who they represent when they're on the football pitch. That doesn't seem to be happening, because I can go one further to last week where we saw what happened in the Villa game with Arsenal again. You know, the ball hit Kai Havertz on the side and they then say it's handball. But in other games, I've seen that happen and nothing's been given. Again, you know, we just want consistency. Now, okay, I'm an Arsenal fan, and most people who don't know me will say, oh, it's because I'm an Arsenal fan. I say, no, I'm not saying it because I'm an Arsenal fan. People that know me will say that I would say the exact same thing if I saw a game between Liverpool and Manchester United and that happened in that game. I say the exact same thing because I'll be thinking, right, that could easily happen to Arsenal. That could easily happen to another team. It could happen to Tottenham. It could happen to Everton. It could happen to Bournemouth. It could happen to Villa. All these decisions come into light. All we are, and collectively, all we ask for as fans is a bit of consistency. And it just seems to me that there's just a lack of. It just feels to me that there's a lack of common sense when it comes to VAR and how the referees treat it. Even then, I can go one further. Why isn't the fourth official, or why isn't the guys who are watching VAR could have looked at it and said, well, hold on a minute, okay, the referee's giving a red card here. One of them could be like, hey, Mike Oliver, you might want to look at that again. I don't think it's a yellow card offence. But they all agreed in cohesion to say that it was a red card. So I'm thinking, right, okay, Arsenal got the win. Again, you know, Wolves had a player sent off themselves. You know, if this was the other way around, I would, like I said, I'm a football fan as well. If this was the other way around, I'd probably be saying the exact same thing. Arsenal go on a counter attack. Yeah, I'll be pissed that we had a goal scored opportunity to go to the other end and score. But if I'm seeing a player get sent off for that, that's just ridiculous to me. And it would be extremely harsh. And I'd be saying that to no matter what team is playing. You know, I've not actually heard what Mikel Arteta had to say about it. I've not heard what other players have said about it, but I know that a lot of other pundits have said that it's cynical. It was the wrong decision. It you know again, consistency. It's the two C's for me: consistency and common sense is what you want when it comes to refereeing. And like they always say, these things have happen in the blink of an eye. Well, yes, they happen in the blink of an eye, but how is it that he was able to see that in the space of 2 seconds, and then within 3 seconds take out the red card and send them off? This is the same referee who has refereed 50 odd games for Man City and not sent no one off, but he sent players off for all other teams. Again, and I'm seeing decisions where he was in charge of an Arsenal game with Man City where there should have been a red card and nothing was given. Again, consistency is what we need, and I'm not seeing it. It's actually got to a point where it's just bad, and and I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only fan out there who just looks at things like that and thinks, what is it? What's going on? Like, to make matters even worse, I mean, okay, before I get to the point I want to get to, which my friend Alex brought up in our group chat, the PGMOL issued a statement, which I've got here on BBC Sport, and this is what they said, and I quote: "We are appalled by the threats and abuse directed at Michael Oliver following the Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal fixture. No official should be subject to any form of abuse, let alone the abhorrent attacks aimed at Michael and his family over the last 24 hours. The police are aware and a number of investigations have commenced." Now, like I said at the very get-go, I don't tolerate bullying or threats. Like I said, same thing happened to Kai Havertz and his family a couple of weeks ago because Kai Havertz missed a couple of attempts on goal, and it happened in the penalty shootout against Manchester United. And I thought, this is where I look at some fans and think, you're an Arsenal fan, you're going on about making all these abusive messages to Kai Havertz and his family, but yet you saw one of your own Arsenal players, one of our own Arsenal players, take the same abuse, similar abuse, if not worse, when he missed a penalty for England in the Euros a few years ago. Again, that works both ways. Consistency works both ways, with fans and with players and with referees. So I don't tolerate any of the abuse that this referee has done, because at the end of the day, he's doing his job. We can sit here and start going about how he's made a bad choice, but he's still doing his job. So I'm looking at it from both sides of the coin to say, he shouldn't have had to put up with that abuse, and don't like hearing that at all, because any one of us could get it, and it's just not something that we want to be hearing. But then this is the bit which got me. Conveniently, David Coote, he's the former referee who was on the video, who was a few months, I think it was like just before Christmas. Video came out of him criticising Liverpool, calling names to Jurgen Klopp, blah blah blah. He's now, convening of all days, a couple of days after this game with Arsenal happening, he's now come out. Former referee has now come out and said that, has come out literally saying that he's gay. Now, why has this come out now? Again, why has that come out now? Of all the times for it to come out, it's come out now. Why? And again, it goes back to what I was just talking about with consistency. The PGMOL, they're just not taking accountability. They've just eloquently said in a quote that I've just mentioned in regards to Mike Oliver taking on that abuse, but yet here they are bringing out this. Well, this has now come out for this. It's a bit too close to home for me. With all that coming out within 48 hours after that decision's happened. I don't know. It's a bit too close to home for me in that liking. Again, same thing as applied here. If you've come out as gay. I mean, no one should discriminate against you, regardless of your sexuality. But I don't like the fact that this has come out after that decision there, and I'm thinking, has the PGMO had something to do with this? I don't know, but it just seems that there's a work. It just for some people, I'm not the only person that's probably looked at and think, okay, so that decision with Arsenal's happened, and now all of a sudden you brought this out in regards to David Coote now coming out saying that he's gay, and he turned to drugs as a fear of coming out. That's what I'm reading here, and it's he got sacked. I'm going to read it here actually. It says, David Coote admitted he turned to drugs as a result of the fear of coming out as gay as a Premier League referee in his first interview since being sacked by the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, which is the PGMOL. I should have mentioned that before. He got dismissed in December in serious breach of provisions of his employment contract, with his position deemed untenable. So he was doing very, very nasty language towards Jurgen Klopp. Now, again, here we are with a referee shouting abuse to a manager. So PGMOL should have, obviously they've sacked him, they've got rid of him. But again, it works both ways, and sometimes I think I deem to think, with the PGMOL, I think there's a level of inconsistency with how they go on. They don't want to take no accountability. And they won't take no, and going back to, I don't want to stay on David Coote too long, because he's a former referee, and he's got his own things that he's doing, so I don't want to stay on that too long. I just think there's a little bit of inconsistency in that regard. But going back to it, again, common sense and consistency is what we want from referees. I don't know what you guys feel. Feel free if you are listening to this, please feel free to leave something in the comments what you think, because I just generally think it's just mad. is crazy. With how inconsistent some of these refereeing decisions are when it comes to VAR, because this is the main point of what I'm trying to talk about. This is the main issue. VAR is the main issue. A few years ago, before it came out, it was, again, going back to it, we were asking for that level of consistency, because I used to hear fans always saying, things always even out in football, but they don't. It doesn't even out, because if every evened out, every single team would be on the same amount of points. So again, the inconsistency was in place there. VAR comes in, we think that there might be, it might improve, but it's no better. And I don't know, it's whether we should get rid of it, whether we have to relook at the rules, whether we have to get a new batch of people to be in the truck with VAR. Who knows? But it's something that needs to be addressed, because certain decisions, in this case, it didn't affect Arsenal too tough because they won the game. But in other cases, there's been games and matches where referees have made these decisions with VAR, and it's cost teams points, it's cost teams their status in the league, it's cost teams relegation, it's cost teams championships. And I go back to the game with Arsenal and Brentford a couple of years ago. A goal was given, it was deemed offside, but the second line wasn't drawn to show if it was offside, but an offside was given. Again, too inconsistent. It's something that I think needs to be, like I said, needs to be addressed. But fortunately, like I said, yes, Arsenal won the game. Going back to it, yeah, we're second. Calafiori with a good goal, actually. He took it well. But any other day, that could have gone any different, and that could have cost again. And the crazy thing is, that won't be the last issue with VAR this season, because we know there's going to be more. There's going to be more this weekend coming. There's probably going to be more again in a couple of weeks. There's going to be more at the end of the season. What do we do to address it? Only time will tell. But yeah, I just wanted to I didn't want to do a my 2 cents. I wanted to actually speak about the Arsenal match, because it was one of those ones with VAR which really was an issue. So I wanted to address that and talk about that with you guys, rather than bring up the 1-0 to the Arsenal. So but yeah, guys, let me know what you think. If you're watching this, let me know what you think of VAR in the comments. If we should get rid of it, if we should get a new batch of referees to work on it. Do they need more training? Do they need to reset the rules on what they're going to be using in VAR? Let me know what you think in the comments. It would be great to get you guys' feedback on what you think of VAR and how it can be improved. Yeah, let me know. Anyway, thank you for listening, guys. On this another edition of Away Days with Dino. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, so thank you very much. Podbean, thank you for listening on Podbean. Please like and subscribe and follow. Tell your family and friends, tell everyone who likes football, to tune in. It would be great to have your support. I really do appreciate all you guys following me and listening to what I've got to say in regards to the sports that I love, especially the 2 main sports that I love. So yeah, keep going, tune in. So thank you very much. But anyway, that's me. That's Away Days. That's Dino. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.